Wellness Show, episode number 411.
Welcome to The Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyhson, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. Welcome to The Wellness Show on health, wealth, and enlightenment. And I'm your host, Tyhson, and we're here with you for the next hour. Answer all your questions, dowsing, energy healing, how to get out of your own way, take back your personal power, stand in your truth, and deliver your awesome gifts to the world. And so if you would like a little help in getting out of your own way, a healing, a clearing, and whatever is in your own way, then give us a phone call. It's toll free in North America, 1-866-369-7464. And thank you for reminding me. Hey, his head is blocking the numbers. Yeah, my head was blocking, and my big fat head was in the way of the numbers. Not today. You can see it just over my head. You're welcome to phone in. This is your show. We're here for you for the next hour. We are going to talk about a number of things this morning, but we're going to talk about the deep clearing protocol. I know we keep talking about it, but it's so important. So Laura, you wanted to talk about what's happening with clients that are showing up this morning in your life, right?
Right. I have had 2 clients already this morning in the last half hour text me and with very concerning things, right? So the first thing that popped up in my mind was the deep cleaning protocol for the first client. And I said, when was the last time you've done it? And she said, I admit it's been a while. And I said, okay, well then do it. And then when you're done with it, then text me back and let me know how it is. And I'm like, set it down. I started getting ready for the show and boom, I get a phone call, and it's another client who has been diagnosed with COVID, and she was feeling bad, and I've been working with her for a while, and I said, well, it's going to go up and down. And I was like, have you done the deep cleaning protocol? And she's like, I have not, which I was surprised because her mom does it. And so I was like, okay, well, call your mom. And then I was like, just forget it. So I did the short deep cleaning protocol, the short form with her and I. And she was like, oh my God, I feel so much better already. I just felt so like I was going to die or something. And now I feel so much better. Thank you. And I said, exactly. This is what it's about. I wish she was on. I wish we could get her on. And
well, maybe she will phone him.
Yeah, because I told her I had to get going because I was late checking in today.
Yeah, we wondered where's Laura.
I was helping people, man. Leave me alone.
Right. Well, and the thing is that really what you just mentioned really brings to home the idea that, and I never thought of it this way, but if you want to boost your immune system, it's just not what you eat, right? It's just not what you breathe. It's really how you manage your energy field. And we say that fear is the biggest thing that will bring down your energy field and make you more susceptible to COVID. But, energetically, that's what's so important. Your immune system will be devalued unless you can manage your emotional life, right? If you're in overwhelm or not getting the sleep you need or stressed out because of COVID or because you can't get a job or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
I was looking at the figures. I think suicide rates are up like 30%. Domestic abuse is about 30-40%. I mean, right across the board, mental health is up 30%. So COVID is really taking all the stressors that we normally have in our life and underlining them, right? Like stressing them, like putting them to the max. So all the more reason why doing the deep clearing protocol, at least the short form, to keep your energy immune system, let's call it your energy immune system, boost your energy immune system. So if you do get COVID-19, it will be no more than like a cold or like a flu, right? If you're in fear and you're just really stressed, then your body doesn't have the energy in order to deal with COVID-19, and you can have a serious bout of it. So it's all up to you. You want to do the work ahead of time as a precautionary tale? I think that's the best thing to do.
Yeah. So should we do a clearing?
I just wanted to also say that, there's many ways and reasons why. I mean, Sarah has been having a hard time, this is my partner, sleeping. And I said, Sarah, did you ever? And she said, I think we need to clear the bed. I said, well, have you done that? She said, no. So I said, I help you do it, because she couldn't remember how to do it. And so we cleared the bed, and so that she could then, because her relationship with her bed was like 50%. So no wonder she can't sleep, right? That the bed is not a place where she relaxes. It's a place where she stews, where her brain is going at 9 miles an hour and she can't shut it off. So if we can get her aligned with the bed, and the bed is for sleeping, right? And clear the bed and her to make this alignment. So the question was, what's the alignment between Sarah and the bed representing, sleeping and getting renourished? It was only 50%. Well, that's about as exciting as flipping a coin, and can be really, really overwhelming if you're trying to sleep and your brain won't be quiet. So anyway, we cleared it all and got to 100%. Now the proof will be in the pudding to see if she sleeps any better. So that's an example of, in our household, we have to remind each other, did you douse? Or did you clear is another way of saying, did you ask the pendulum, or did you consult with the pendulum, or did you clear that? And invariably, we have to remind each other. And we've been doing it. I mean, we do this all the time. So what I'm trying to say is there's so many different ways that you can clear. So for so many different situations, whether it's sleep or digesting your food, or do I need to take these vitamins, or or is this the person I need to work with, or should I do a business deal with this, or is this program worth buying for my business? What's my relationship with this individual on a scale of 0 to 100? What this is an ideal person I should be working with? Is this an ideal client? You see where I'm going? It's in every aspect of your life. It just makes it so much easier. Otherwise, you got to think it all through. You got to do the pros and cons and sort of wrestle in your mind about this or that. Why don't you just cut to the chase and use the dowsing, which is connecting to your true nature, right? Connected to source, and ask. It makes it simpler. It just can move through decision-making much quicker and get accurate results that you can rely on.
Absolutely. And we see it every day, don't we? We see it with
Yeah.
our clients. You saw it with me. You saw how I was like crazy cakes when you first met me.
And let's not talk about that. Yeah, I mean, we all get crazy cases,
Yeah.
I'm a crazy case. I mean, that's another topic we're going to talk about afterwards. But yes, let's do a personal clearing, because this is personal clearing Tuesday.
Yeah.
And if you go over to the Wellness Show, which is a closed Facebook group, or even if you're dowsing energy healing, you'll find that that there's clearing for every day. And so Monday was building clearing. So building clearing was really what I was talking about, which includes not only the building, but the property, but also the bedroom or your office or one part of the house. Or maybe, for example, for some reason, our cottage has something that's bothering the person over there. Is it fleas? Is it bed bugs? Is it no-see-is? Is it elephants in the room? Or, is it hypochondria? What's going on? I mean, it's just to try and figure that out. I mean, we'll do it the way that you normally do it, by bringing in a pest control expert. But also, you'd want to know ahead of time, if you wanted to do that, which is the best one the person to bring in, right? You don't want to bring in somebody who isn't going to be able to do the job. So what we're trying to say is that dowsing, it could be and should be in every part of your life. This is the whole idea, to make your life much simpler, straightforward, and clear. So building clearing. So let's just do a personal and a building clearing together, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
All
And,
right. So
and anyone out there who has wants or desires to be cleared too, just that we pick it up right now.
yeah, if you want to increase the magnitude of this, take a pendulum or your index finger. If this is your index finger, and go like this, counterclockwise, or use your pendulum and just follow along, right? Okay, so here goes. So I, Tyson Bannigan, in my I am presence, with the assistance of the Divine Mother and Divine Father and the source of all that it is, some people call it God or Spirit, Great Spirit, undertake this clearing for everybody on this call or listening to this call of any and all intrusions into their energy field. And we're going to include all the houses and all the properties, buildings that they occupy, offices, bedrooms, places of residence, and properties that are occupied by you. We're going to clear all that simultaneously, clear from any and all intrusions into the energy field from any and all sources, geopathic stress, ley lines, vortices, portals. We're going to close all those or transform them into positive energy flows. We're going to also then clear any trauma, unresolved conflict, core fractures, toxic emotions within each individual or locked in the land. And we undertake this clearing throughout the multidimensional levels of reality, throughout all time, space, and dimensions, both known or unknown, through the past, present, and future timelines, and through the matriarchal, patriarchal lineages, soul family, star family, and family of origin. And I declare it so, so be it, it is done. Thank you. So you just let out the pendulum go. It's still quite a bit of energy that's going on there.
Yeah, lots. Lots of energy moving through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that's so beautiful is when you clear your house, it clears not only your house, but usually your neighborhood. Like in other words, there's energy lines that are sort of like a star pattern from a high energy spot on the planet. And when you clear that one spot, it just radiates everywhere. It like goes through all the energy lines and clears it all up. So it's sort of like taking an emotional block in your meridians, when they wind the energy out from your meridian by doing shatsu. They're pulling the energy out so it moves through the meridian. When you do that on the earth meridian, the energy just shoots right through the whole structure or the whole energy system of the planet. So it's very exciting. And the more we do this, the more we discover that one property, one sacred site that has been used for multiple purposes through multiple generations and has been abused or shut down or desanctified, if there's such a word, desanctified, or then when we bring it back online by clearing it, the energy shoots everywhere.
Yeah.
It's very exciting to watch. It's like lighting up the whole grid. So there you are. So there's a clearing. It's at the very beginning of the show. If you want to copy it out or even just take that part, if you know how to take an energy, well, actually, Michael's going to have it all separated up anyway. So if that's something you want, then we'll get it to you. Okay. And by the way, let's just make that part of if you share the show, right, and you get a backstage pass, and you let us know that you have the backstage pass, well, we'll know because we put you in there, then we'll make all of these clearings available for you because Michael separates them all out. So you get all those clearings, and that'll be our gift to you for promoting the show. How about that?
Yeah. As well as being on the back end.
Yeah, being in the back end means that you get to have the first psychic reading, the first astral inspiration, the first clearing, because you can put up your hand and beat everybody who's trying to phone in, right?
And we have, let's remind all of our listeners too that on Friday, our wonderful Carla will be here.
Right.
For her weekly empath update. Yeah.
And so if you want to get a reading or feedback from her, then if you're have a backstage pass, then you're going to be right there on Zoom and be able to put up your hand and be one of the first ones in line. So there's lots of incentives for getting your backstage pass. All you have to do is do a watch party or share the show to your network. And then ideally you would do a screenshot so that you can show Laura that you actually did it. That would be very helpful.
I'll know if they did it or didn't.
You will? Okay, you'll figure it out.
I have a lie detector.
All right, she's a lie detector.
Well, you're the energy detector. Let me be the lie detector.
You're going to be the lie detector. You're God's lie detector.
I don't know what it is. I just know.
I don't know. I get this feeling of 2 electrodes being put on that person. Lie.
Could you imagine living with me though? Because I do pick them up pretty easily.
No, I don't go there. Thank you. I mean, I love you from a distance.
From 2,000 miles away.
Am Damn it, you're lying again. Okay, yeah, there would be a lot.
I've never caught you in a lie ever. Never. At least, mm-mm. Nope, never. I think that's why I work with you, because you have such high integrity, which is good. Thank you for that.
Well, thank you. So the lines are open if you'd like to have a clearing or there's something really showing up, because this is really a difficult time. I've been through just about every emotion this morning. Well, I don't know if it's every emotion. That's not a good way to describe it. I'm going to say I've gone through a polarity this morning. I've got overwhelmed and depressed that things are not going the way that they should because I just got so much to do. I'm writing 2 books simultaneously. I've got the academy that has to literally be redone from the ground up. I've got a show to produce, right? I don't produce it, but to do the show. Got all this stuff happening, and it just seems like overwhelming. And then the next moment, I'm in so much joy because I'm so excited because my chapter in Corey Poirier's book is about to be published, and so many incredible things are happening. And so I'm betwixt, one moment I'm like almost clinically depressed, and the next moment I'm almost, I shouldn't tell you this, they're going to commit me, right? I'm going to be a schizoid, right? But what I'm saying is this polarity is going, and I think what's happening is we're learning how to collapse these polarities into oneness, right? And if we don't know what those opposite ends of the scale of how we dwell in this world about being overwhelmed at one end and overstimulated, we don't know what it is we're bringing into oneness, right?
Yes.
So, this is from Surrey, BC. Welcome to the Wellness Show. And who are we talking to? Good morning. Oh, you did you, Valerie? We stopped talking to each other. Oh, that was nice of you. And how can we help you this morning, Valerie?
Well, I called the plumber last week. He was supposed to call me back. He hasn't called me back.
All right.
I have a tap dripping.
All right. So here's
lock off pipe dripping.
All right. So here's so let me ask you this question. How did you choose your plumber?
Well, I'd used it. Tell her the truth, I'd used it before.
Well, no, I did. Okay.
And he was pretty good, so I just called him back.
Well, even if he's a really good plumber and you've had him before, I would use a pendulum, because I don't know, maybe his favorite aunt died, or he had a near-death experience, or God knows what's happening in his life. So I would always dowse and say, is he the plumber I need to call for this situation, yes or no? And, I just realized, because we just had our toilets changed over. I decided I didn't want to be a plumber.
Must be a toilet tea.
Yeah, I didn't want to be a plumber anymore. I decided that was not what I really wanted to do with my life. And I've been fixing these 2 toilets for a long period of time. And they were olive green, so it's time for them to go. As the guy said when he took them out, he says, maybe that you'll find them in a museum someplace. But anyway, I wanted to just find the right plumbers, because I don't want just any Tom, Dick, and Harry that I can't trust as a plumber. So I realized that going online was not the way to do it. So what I did is I got and phoned an old Yellow Pages. Why? Because I can go to plumbers and I can see all the plumbers, and then I can download. Is the plumber I want on this page? Is he on the left? Is he on the right? Is he on the top or the bottom? I got the perfect plumber. The guy was amazing. He was a young guy who was friendly. We had a great conversation. Everybody enjoyed it. He was in and out of here. Yeah, it costed a bundle of money, but at least the job was done exquisitely well. So I didn't have to wait for my plumber. So I'm just offering this as a suggestion for people on the call about how to deal with those sorts of things using dowsing to make your life easier. You still there?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Okay, well, so yeah, you're listening to me. So let's douse about your plumber, okay? Let me just douse. So is he your ideal plumber? Or, yeah, he is. So did you phone him again?
Yeah, I left a message on his machine last night.
All right. So
I liked him because he was honest.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so it does say that he's a good plumber. Okay, so let's just clear. Let's just do this. Okay, I Tyson bending into my I am consciousness. I am presence with the system, divine mother, divine father, and the source of all this. Clear any and not all obstructions that your plumber friend, whoever he be, may be experiencing in not being able to get to answer your call and get the job done. So you're gonna clear any and not everything in the way so that the job can be done in a timely manner, right?
I think it's a COVID phobia.
Okay, and let's just clear all that. Never mind what we think it is. We'll clear that COVID phobia right here, right now. And I declare it so be it. It is done. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's a good one, what you said, because, I think people are really quite scared whether, do I wear a mask, don't wear a mask, or whatever. It's just crazy making. All right.
Because he did come and check it, and then I think I somehow made him come because he was hesitant, and then afterwards he said, "Oh, he'll come," and then he mentioned something about keeping close, keeping out of trouble or something like that.
Well, we just cleared all that, so let's see if he phones in the next short period of time, and you're going to be really happy and encourage him that that you had a safe place to come and for him to do his work. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, and thanks for being up, because I think domestic things, and like I just said, it's a great way to use plumbing and make sure that you get the right person to come and help you and get the job done. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Bye for now, Valerie.
Have a good day, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Hi. So Debbie Etzel says, thank you for the clearing. I included her sick puppy, and she is twitching and moving. So I'm hoping that's good that she's twitching and moving. And
one of the things that people ask me is, "Oh, how come this works?"
Why does it?
Yeah, well, the only thing I can think about is, when I think of Reiki, right? And I tune into Reiki. I'm a Reiki master healer, and I don't know whether you are, Laura, but that's one thing I learned how to do way back in the day. And I always had the feeling that Reiki, because there's so many hundreds of thousands, hundreds of, I don't know how many, hundreds of thousands, or maybe even millions of Reiki practitioners in the world, that there's a body of energy called Reiki. It's literally on the other dimension. Like all the Reiki masters and all the lineage and everybody that's done it has created like call it an angelic force if you want. There could be even angels that are involved, past Reiki masters. They're all available to assist you, just like with Harold helps us as a past dowser. They're all there. So when you go to lay on your hands and do the symbols, what you're doing is providing a conduit for all that energy to flow through you and get the job done. So we know that, I know that there's over thousands of people worldwide that are doing a deep clearing. I don't know if there's hundreds of thousands, maybe not. Maybe there's, I don't know how many thousands. I know there's thousands for sure. So that we created a body of energy, right? That literally, and I know that there are angels, and I know Archangel Michael, this is directly under his command. I know that in the heart of my heart. Archangel Michael uses this as a way to work through humans, to empower them, because his job is to do planetary cleanup, right? Of the dark forces, or however you want to describe that, right? So I know Archangel is involved, and I say at times Archangel and his entourage, or Archangel and I had some other term for it, but what I'm saying is Archangel Michael has a group of angels I'm sure that he works with, right? So those are all available to help you do the deep clearing. So it's not as though you're by yourself doing this, right? It's not you spinning the pendulum, doing the deep clearing. You're allowing yourself to be a conduit for the divine, for the angelic kingdom to come through you, because you're asking for that. You're asking for assistance from Divine Mother. You're asking for assistance from Divine Father, God, or the source of all that is. You can say Archangel Michael if you want, and have a direct connection with him, or what other angels you want to work with. You can say your guardian angels. But what I'm saying is, you become the conduit for this energy flow to come through to do the work. So you can't take any credit for it. I mean, if you want to, you can, but really the power is coming through you, right? And that's important. So you're never alone. Okay, discuss the multiple souls. All right, Michael, we'll discuss the multiple souls. So this is an interesting book. It's called Your Multiple Souls. It's by Ruth Rendley. Now, Ruth Rendley helps you learn how to work with the seraphim. The seraphim is a group of angels, right, on the other dimensions. And she has contacted and given these energies from the seraphim, the highest, one of the, well, I don't think there's thrones and there's seraphim. I don't know my biblical hierarchy of angels, but they're right up there close to the, whatever, if you want to call it the throne of God. So they don't have a very close contact with humans. They need a conduit, right? Because you have to raise your energy and they have to lower their energy so they can be a connection. So there's never been this connection on this planet since Atlantis, right? And so, sorry?
Is that what you're saying with the seraphims? There hasn't been any contact?
Right, until Ruth, for whatever reason, was chosen to be a conduit to bring the seraphim energies back onto the planet to work with them. And it's very, very exciting because, and I highly recommend if you want to work with angels and angels' energies, that you get hold of her in the sense of learning how to do this. And there's multiple levels to it. I think I've done 2 levels of it, or maybe, yeah, and Sarah and I have done it. And it's very, very powerful. So it comes from the lineage through the Eastern mystical tradition through India. The lineage would be Babaji. So I don't know if people know about Babaji, but he was a very enlightened being. So Babaji is part of this lineage. So I guess Babaji had a connection with the seraphim as well, right? Because of this matching of energies. And the particular one that we work with is Santoria, Santoria, Santoria. And the 2 ones that I learned to run was the Seraphim Blueprint, which is Elviyahu, which is a healing energy, and Ramana. So each level you get certain vibrational frequencies, and you're initiated into them till you run them. And if you've been and had an experience with me with Divine Mother, you know when I run Divine Mother energies, they flow through me, and you have experience. This is for me to do this as well as to be a conduit for the seraphim to flow through me to do healings. So this made me interested. Otherwise, this book probably, I think, Your Multiple Souls, how they direct your creativity, genius, complexity, and moods. And I would think, I already have trouble with one soul. Why do I want to know whether I have multiple souls inhabiting my body? My experience, when there's multiple souls in my body or somebody else's body, there's usually a problem. There's usually entities, and they're usually not very beneficial. They're basically in the way. Well, what she's saying is, yes, there are souls like that, and you need to, check that and see if they're ready to go to the light. But there's also, not only are they, not only there's ones that intruded into your field, there's ones that incarnated with you in your field.
Sure.
And they were here for a particular body of experience, and when they're done, they're done. And so if you've got a soul that's part of your multiple souls and they're done, they want to get on with it. So you want to check whether you have any part of your entourage incarnated that they're ready to graduate, so you can let them go on. Otherwise, they're not very happy. So that's one reason why knowing about multiple souls is so important.
So we have a couple comments.
Right.
Oz says Seraphim Blueprint, which is what you said. Deb says, I have her books, pretty powerful stuff. Oz also says, my sister is Seraphim Blueprint practitioner as well. And Babaji works with the heartfulness meditation as well. Highly recommend clearings and transmissions aided meditation.
Yeah, very powerful, powerful stuff. And so I really, if you want to Google Ruth Rendley, Rendely.
Show the book up again. People are asking what it was called. It's Your Multiple Souls by Ruth Rendley. Your Multiple Souls. We should have like a little thing when we have a book that we're talking about, like right next to you to hold the book up. Kind of like what I do that, yeah. we
Okay.
should do, we should do a screenshot of you doing.
Okay. And then it says, the subtitle is How They Direct Your Creativity, Genius, Complexity, and Moods. So I started to think about this. Okay, so where in my own experience do I have that maybe there's an indication I have multiple souls?
Mm-hmm.
Without dowsing, like just, is there any experiences? And I've thought, yeah, I've had dreams where I'm in the back seat of a car. I can reach over and get the steering wheel, but I can't get the brakes. I can't get the gas. So I'm halfway in control, and some other part of my being is in the other controls. So what she's saying is there's a shift. So the shift is about every 3 months, or I'm sure if we figured out, I think it would be according to the moon cycle.
Okay.
I don't know this for sure, whereas there's a changing of the guard. Okay, it's my turn to run the show, right?
Oh.
So that would be a change in the guard. The part of me that's in the back is giving way to the guy in the front, and I'm not so sure I want to do that. Or it's the other way around. In other words, we're halfway between the shifting of who's in charge.
And that's why you think that we have multiple souls, because
No, I'm saying that that's in a case of multiple souls. That would be an indication for me that yes, there's multiple souls. Why otherwise? Why do I feel that I don't have control over?
I mean,
all
we have our higher self, right? We have our physical body, we have our mental body, we have our spiritual body, we have our higher self, we have our all these different selves that we have already determined. Could that be what she's talking about? Is just
I think it's more than that. I mean, but
No?
it could be. I mean, we know are multidimensional beings, so we're on very many different dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
You could maybe say in one way that those are different soul attributes of you, right?
On this plane.
Well, on all multiple planes, but she's saying that there's can be multiple souls on this plane. Okay, so we're multidimensional people having multiple experiences on different planes. That's the whole thing. And there's also quantum jumping, where you can jump into the past and into the future and meet your doppelganger. So that's also part of the multiplicity of who you be. And
Okay.
then, so if you have souls in the past, souls in the present, souls in the future, you're multidimensional and you have multiple souls. And what about this time where it says, and according to the Mayan calendar, that because our consciousness speeds up and our time is a construct of our mind,
Mm-hmm.
that our mind can't process all of this, too much information trying to figure this all out. And what I was talking about before, where there's polarity, is just collapsing into oneness. So all of a sudden, all this ability to know who we truly are on all these different levels of being, all become into oneness. I think that's what we're
I
experiencing.
wonder if it isn't like how, like, part of your soul will feel one way, or like let's say you were abused as a child and you pop out of that part of your soul pops out. Maybe the multidimensional souls that she's speaking of are the different parts of us that integrate as under as what we believe as one soul, but are actually like she says, multiple different parts of our
Those are like multiple personalities. No, this is multiple souls. Multiple
no,
personalities is something different.
I'm not talking about the mind fragmenting. I'm talking about the soul fragmenting.
Yeah, I think that, but it doesn't have to be fragmented because of trauma. It can be the choice that you made at the soul level when you incarnated because of your soul group.
I'm just going to be honest with you. I have a hard time with this multiple soul concept.
Well, then let's look at it. So
I know, and that's what we're talking about. But
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe there's
right, let's talk about it just for a little bit more. Okay, so I understand you're having trouble with that. Okay, so most of the time, I'm just going to pick anything to read, okay? So most of the time, multiple souls within one body get along, but the spiritual growth of each soul can result in internal frictions or inner calls for a change in direction. This is what I was talking about. This might result in one of the resting souls doing something like backseat driving. Oh my God, what's the likelihood of me opening the book to talk about backseat driving when I just used that as an example?
Right.
For example, if three friends are driving across the United States and on the way one suggests detouring to see the Grand Canyon, but the others don't want to, the third passenger may sulk. In a multi-soul situation, such hidden brooding may result in melancholy without the conscious mind understanding the real cause of the situation. So what if the schizophrenic feelings I had this morning about, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed, how am I going to get this done? I can't do this. And the other one's saying, hey, well, this is all really amazing. There's so much miracles that happen in my life. I'm almost in bliss. What if those are two separate souls having simultaneous experiences, and I'm learning how to be able to coexist with that and bring it into oneness?
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, how you're explaining it. I just haven't found it with my own self to have that kind of experience. Even the backseat driving, what you were talking about, I haven't experienced that, so I don't know as if I can understand the concept of it. Maybe I don't know. I'm having a hard time with it. Only because just because I haven't seen the color blue doesn't mean that the color blue isn't there, right?
No, I understand that. I understand. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just saying it's really, really exciting to do this, right? So to explore these things. So I'm going to read another thing. I'm just going to open this up and what's this?
Potential renter for the winter.
Oh. So it says here, chapter 8, the multiple soul hypothesis, and this is from Swami Vivekananda. The human body was designed as a single occupancy dwelling, but occasionally there are comings and goings within a formal change in the leasing agreement. Channeling, for example, that's a temporary sublet, although sometimes these jerky entities move in all their furniture and you have to call in the higher state patrol to evict them. That's entity, right? Possession that we're talking about, right? Okay. Sometimes the original soul says, you know what? This is a lousy movement. I'm going to sit through it. I'm not going to sit through it. I'm leaving it. And so that soul's coming in and soul's leaving, which is walk-ins, right?
I have a hard time with that one too, but I've heard of other people experiencing that walk-in.
Well, I know I've worked with and studied with, and so has Sarah, with walk-ins. So I know they exist, right?
Yeah, not saying that they don't. I have not experienced them at this point.
So this is known as a walkout. You know, when I've had it, I'm out of here, right? The soul says I'm out of here. And so, if there happens to be
I wonder if we're saying the same thing, but we're just using different terminology, because like I've brought souls back that left and remerged so that the soul is more whole. And there's some stuff in the deep cleaning protocol that says that if we can't pull back part of our soul, that we can cut it, right? And be more whole, right? We do have that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess I can understand it on my logical side of my brain, but
so
the
what
understanding of it actually happening in the words that you're saying, I haven't experienced it that way. Not saying that I haven't. I'm just having a hard time.
So what if what you're calling soul fragments are actually not fragments, they're actually souls?
Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if, you know?
I mean, shouldn't we call down the seraphims and just ask them? Shouldn't we just call down a seraphim angel and ask them exactly what they mean by this? Because
okay, well then ask. You ask right now. So ask. The question is, are soul fragments the same as multiple souls?
No.
Okay.
No, hold on. So is this a seraphim talking to me? Truth, yes or no? Yeah. Can you show yourself to me so I can at least see? Okay. So what they're saying is it's like what I'm getting is it's like different layers, like different shelves of your soul that play different parts. So are they separate or are they see that's the thing too. That's where I think we're getting confused. Where the multiple souls aren't separate, they're all of what we call the one soul. This is what I'm getting right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're all of the one soul, but they definitely have different like shelving units
Or
or
maybe you could
shelves
say
or,
they're all part of the one oversoul.
so who controls the oversoul? God. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Um, where's our free will in all of these different, does each like shelf have a different like free will? Truth, yes or no?
So
Yes,
can I read a
yes,
paragraph?
no. Okay, this is interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know where this is going, but I'm just having to open this up. The multiple soul hypothesis. Even though Sharon and I were constantly working with the idea of multiple souls and finding evidence of their existence in my clients, I was rebuffed whenever I broached the subject with other psychics. They told me that what we were finding were merely different aspects of personality. This atmosphere of denial began to change within Jonathan Collins, a Sydney spiritual healer, confirmed after hearing about my perceptions and ideas that as a clairvoyant, she could see as many as 4 souls in the body of some of her clients. Further confirmation came from a well-known Indian astrologer, affectionately known as Shastraji, who, when asked about multiple souls, said that a 2,000-year-old tantric text mentioned the phenomenon. The text states that a human body can house up to 10 souls. Since my 6-souled clients were clearly within that range, this confirmation of my perceptions took some of the responsibility off my shoulders. I had found a link with the past. Because of the way I discovered my abilities from former lifetimes, I asked many questions about the methods of other psychics once I had arrived in Sydney. So what she's saying is this is not something that went over very well when she
Well,
discovered this.
it's complicated, and even Asgay says this is a complicated issue for me, still trying to comprehend it. Multiple souls, soul swaps, etc. I agree. I don't know as if it's I don't know if it is as comprehensive, like if we're able to comprehend it on our humanistic side, because it's kind of, it might be just a little bit too expanded for the majority of us. That I mean, if you're working on all of these different souls, right? Are they trying to integrate them into one, or are we just keeping them separate in one, or
Well, I
whatever?
think that what I was trying to say is in my life, if there's multiple souls, that I'm in the process of integrating.
That's what I would think that we would want to have. Let me just ask the Seraphim. Is it like ultimately becoming one? So there isn't any steps or shelves? Truth, yes,
I mean,
or
we're all one anyway. So, I mean, it makes absolute sense that whether
they
we're integrating on the personal level or the planetary level, or that we're all going towards oneness, right?
yeah, but she just said no. So I'm not really quite, I'm gonna meditate on this a little bit, I think, because I'm not really quite understanding what it is that they're saying that this one is saying right now.
But we do know, and this is sort of fun. So, is that there's multiple souls from different dimensional realities. So, I'm just going to run some of these off because it's sort of fun.
Now
Because
that just tingled. Say that again, because I just got confirmation on what you just said. What was that?
I was saying, I'm just going to give you some of the possible soul origins, right?
Okay.
But we're not all earthlings. We know that, right? So, what are the different souls that could be inhabiting your body?
Okay.
Okay? So, there's earthlings. They're normal, likes to form families, raise children. There's a moonlet, who's emotional, sensitive, material, intuitive, childlike. Okay, so that's sort of when your moon is dominant. A
Okay.
wanderer from one star to
Uh-oh.
extraterrestrial, newly arrived on this planet. I think we I think it's funny because we use terminology, your country does, where you say aliens, right? So
Our country.
yeah, they say
American.
aliens.
What
So,
do you say?
are the extraterrestrials visiting or what? Okay. And then there's interdimensional beings from another dimension, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's angelic beings. Occasionally angels incarnate into a human body.
Okay.
And I don't know if they say that, but I know for sure that also fairies incarnate into human bodies as well. So I don't see any fairies here. So she's missed out one. There's a black hole guardian. It guards the entrance to a black hole, responsible like speed. There's a rainbow spirit. Bohemian uses color to heal, feels rootless. There's a cometode being like speed, so from a comet, right? There's a Martian, literally from the planet Mars, a Vesuvian from the planet Venus. There's a Maldecium, sad, disposed, loves or hates technology, especially atomic technology. There's a solar being that's confident. There's a Mercurian that's communicative, and there's a Vesuvian that's Lovian. There's a Martian that's active. There's a Jupiterian. So all the planets have different sources of souls, right?
Okay.
Saturnian, which is a workaholic. There's a Chrononian, that's a wounded healer. There's a Rheani, that's a humanitarian. There's a Neptunian, who's a dreamer. And there's a Plutonian, who's intense. So this is sort of cool because what we're talking about is our human body can be the way station for multiple dimensional entities coming in from dimensions, from planets, from solar systems, from a galaxy, or they could be up leveling from the fairy kingdom, the elemental kingdom,
Sure.
the animal kingdom. So they're like all stepping stones towards full body enlightenment.
Okay, I can understand that. That actually makes more sense than I think, or it makes it more clear to me now what you're talking about. Debbie Summers says the way I think of this is we incarnate and bring out previous souls along, so that might be why we have multiple souls. Wendy Raymond says this is so fascinating. Thank you for discussing this subject. I have experienced backseat driving many times. Michelle Montgomery says very, very interesting show today. Yeah, this is definitely one of those things that's mind expanding. I love it. Good
Yeah,
show.
let's continue on, because one of the things that we talked about of all those different soul origins, or where we said that they could be coming from planets, they could be coming from the moon, they could be from interdimensional space, they could be, but when we talked about also that they could be an interdimensional being. So what do we mean by that? So she has a chart here called dimensionality. So there's dimensions and soul entities are third to fifth dimensional beings, which are material, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
Sixth to eighth dimensional beings, which are half material and half spiritual.
Okay.
And there's ninth to 11th dimensional beings that are gurus in training.
Okay.
And there's the 12th to 15th dimensional beings that are gurus, masters, and spiritual teachers. And then there's the 16th to 18th dimensional beings, which are avatars.
Ah, the avatar.
So interesting, right? So she's talking about the whole evolution of dimensionality that can also show up incarnated into different human beings.
And if you think about it, if the angels have different levels, right? And everything that we talk about is in different levels and moving into different vibrations, wouldn't it make sense that this would be part of that as well?
Absolutely. We just talked about that there's thrones and there's seraphim and there's, and there's archangels and angels. Well, why wouldn't there be, all the way up and all the way down, as above, so below?
Oh, right.
So it says soul origin, according to my guides, earthling souls make up approximately 35% of the human population. Earthlings appear to have a shared value system that is readily recognized, a preoccupation with earthly matters, and the tendency to form families and raise children. And then she goes on to talk about the other ones, right? So it's interesting because, when we talk about, that your ascendant is in such and such a house or whatever, we talked about the planets and influence of planets. they are like personalities. Like there are personality aspects to the different planets. We also know from the work of Barton, this book here, which is the keys to the Kabbalah. And this is Franz is amazing in that the angel readings that I introduced before, that every day of the year has an angel, and every day of the moon cycle has an angel, and have a vibration and a color and a name and all the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an angel for everything, right?
Absolutely. That I know for a fact.
Okay.
Yes, everything has an angel.
In the First Nations, they would say everything has a spirit, which is another way of, so every sickness has a spirit as well. Okay, so
let's talk to the COVID spirit and see what it says.
yeah, it's the wake up spirit. Boy, is it doing a great job. Man-made or otherwise, right?
Waking up.
And nothing on the planet that has turned, what we think is normal on its head and made us reconsider absolutely everything.
I know. It's amazing, isn't it? Because you see people's heads explode and implode and like twirl around and then twirl back out. And yeah, I just sit back like it's like a good show. Instead of being in it, I just want to be the observer now.
That's right. And I don't know about you, but at times it's really difficult not to want to get in there.
Oh.
And,
I know. I just got to go, no, Laura, be quiet. Be quiet. It's not easy.
And for you, my dear, that's not easy, is it?
It's not. I need help.
No.
I admit it. If there's a 12 steps to that, I need them.
So the next thing I just want to talk about, and we got a few more minutes, is that because there's so many neat charts in here, I'm going to make them up as dowsing charts because there's so many things that I think are worth looking at. So she goes through the 7 states of consciousness.
Okay.
So this is Maharishi Yogi. And so the states of consciousness are a deep sleep, the dream state, the waking state, the transcendental consciousness, cosmic consciousness, which we talked about on the other show, God consciousness, and unity consciousness. So if we're talking about the evolution of consciousness, this is what we're flowing through. And so we're going from deep sleep, which is deeply resting, the dream state, we're slightly awake, waking when we're active, transcendental, we're deeply resting, the cosmic conscious, we're waking, dreaming, and sleeping in normal activity. So there's no separation. Notice how things are coming into oneness, right? There's no difference between waking, dreaming, and sleeping. Okay, and then God conscious, waking, dreaming, and sleeping are all one. And also in unity conscious, waking, dreaming, and sleeping are all one. There's no separation. So dreamless, the deep sleep is in your thoughts, and the dream state is you're slightly active mentally. Walking, you're totally active. Transcendental, you're highly alert, experiencing pure consciousness without an object. So there's no separation between you and the object. You and the object are one. Okay, and in transcendental, and then in the cosmic consciousness, you're transcending 24/7 a day, 7 days a week, in coexistence with the first 3 states. So you're always in the state of being cosmically connected to everything. There's no sleep awake. You're all just one with everything. And then God consciousness, your refined perception, able to experience the finest aspects of creation. And of course, at God consciousness, you can become a lesser God and go create your own dimensional world, and then have the consequences of doing that. I don't recommend it, but if you want to go do that, create your own world, right? I have a lot of complaints about how God's running this world, but quite frankly, I don't want to be in charge. Okay,
Lots of complaints.
Yeah.
You need to put that in the box, please, on your left.
Yeah, my God conscious, my God complaint department. Right.
I'm sure they'll get back to you.
That's right. You'll probably say, well, when it's your turn to be God, you can see if you can do it any better.
right?
I don't know about you, but if I was God tomorrow, I'd really mess it up. So anyway,
I don't want that
I
responsibility.
don't want that responsibility. And then unity consciousness is experiencing of the unity of oneself with all objects. The gap between the knower and the known is bridged. So
That feels like death to me.
well, it is death of the ego, but it's pure awareness of everything.
See, that's how it was when and maybe this is what's coming, but when my dad died and he showed me that unity in an instant, like I get what you're saying, but I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready for that.
Well, the thing is, the only thing that can die is your ego, is your body. Okay, so 5 minutes says Radical Earth and Dowsing want to run. Yeah, Radical Earth tonight, come and join us if you really want to. We talked about, releasing the nexus point on the planet. We're talking about how one property, when we release the trauma of what's happened on that property historically, through the multidimensional levels of reality, just like we talked about the multidimensional souls in one body, we're talking about the multidimensional trauma locked in the land, no different, as above, so below. And when we release this on the property we're working on, it will have a multiplier effect. It will spread through the neural pathways of planet Earth and light it up. And some of those lines that we've discovered are run to the founding of America, to Washington, D.C. So we've gone back to the founding of America, forward to, or into the present of Washington, D.C., back to the slave trades and the trade winds that brought the slaves over on the trade winds to, what else was discovered? Oh, the Trail of Tears was part of that. The interconnection into the future of 32 sites around the planet, which will be centers of light to create a new neural network for planet Earth, are just a few of the things that have come out of clearing this one property. So this is at 5 p.m. Pacific time, the Radical Earth Heart Resonance. And if you want to know how to join us, just go over to the Good of the Whole and you'll see the calendar there. It will give you the Zoom link and the password to come and join us. It's really an amazing experience to be able to be part of clearing the land, and you'll learn how to do it if you want to do it at your place or help other people do it. So
I did a watch party last week, and it was interesting to hear the comments afterwards from my watch party, because it's pretty intense what y'all do. It's pretty up there.
I'm excited because First Nations are joining us as well, and it's part of the Rainbow Bridge that's in prophecy that would be coming together of the 4 nations of races of humanity and form the Rainbow Tribe, where we learn how to work and coexist together. So for me, part of this is learning how to manifest into reality and have prophecy fulfilled, right? So there's not a Friday class. I'm thinking about the possibility of, don't you think we should maybe be doing some more Divine Mother energies, maybe doing a class on that?
Divine Mother energies are amazing. Everybody loves those. Raise your hand, people, if you love the Divine Mother energies.
Yeah, if you want me to do a Friday Divine Mother 2-hour session, then please let me know and I'll set it up for you.
Okay, I say yes. I'll never say no to the Divine Mother energy. We did, how many did we do that one time? 26?
Yeah, I think 26, yeah. 20.
Are there more? Because
there's 100 and there's nearly 200 of them.
Right, so don't you think we need to keep going and keep doing them?
Sure. I mean, it's really good to have a topic that you want to work on. Last Wednesday, we did clearing anything that's in our way, basically, our sense of inadequacy. We cleared all that out. You can work on money, you can work on, any topic and have Divine Mother help you work through that. You can do planetary clearings, ley line clearing, whatever you want, or you just want to get out of your own way, or you just want, we did one for money, or prosperity, abundance, not just money, but prosperity, abundance. So we can do any whatever topic that we want, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we should choose a topic. So if you got a topic that you'd like to run the Divine Mother energies on, then please put it into the comments, and we'll pick it up.
to
And
everyone.
if there's enough people, then I will do it. I'm thinking of $33 for 2 hours. So if that's something that you want to do, then you need to be saying yes, so we know that we have a critical mass in order to spend the time to do that. Okay.
Because
All right, we're at the top of the hour.
you can
Thanks for showing up. What's that?
you can do those divine mother energies over and over and over.
Yeah, if you do that and pay your $33, you're gonna get a sound recording that you can then play in your 24/7 if you want, or listen to it when you want. Yeah, it's very, very powerful.
Absolutely.
Life-changing is the word. And yeah, and I'll do some more thinking about this, and we'll bring this back. I think we need to do another round on this about your multiple souls. In the meantime, think about that. And if you got any questions on your multiple souls, or any evidence that you have that, or you want to read the book and get back to me and ask us questions, please do so. Don't forget, this is your show, and we'd love for you to participate, okay?
For
And by the way, if you have any
online
topics
wellness
you want
products,
us to talk
courses,
about,
and services,
please let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. Or if you want to be on the show, let us know.
That's right. Okay, that's it. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye for now.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.